Join the Breakfast Flight Show every Monday and Tuesday with SharkyDJ and HPQ with the alternative news on GY Radio.
I'm just going to leave it and not even be tempted to pick it up. Look who it is. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. How is everybody on Mixcloud? How are you, Sharky DJ? Loving the
Not
music
too
as usual.
bad. Good morning, my dear.
I see you talking about mobile phones.
Yes, definitely.
Now, one thing, my internet, even though we're trying Firefox is trying me today, I'm telling you. So I'm hoping
They're
and
all
praying
true.
that I'm not going to be going slow, spinning or whatever. I'm going to have to go and come back. I just can't get it right. I just can't get it right.
Well, if you
But
have to go, you go, you come back, you go, you come back. Don't worry.
you got to go. But yeah,
Microphone by your mouth.
my mobile phone is not stuck to me at all. Where it
No, it's
lays is
not.
where it
Definitely not.
is. And when I get to it, I get to it. I know if it's important, if someone's ringing me 3 times plus, it's important, go call them back. Otherwise, it's in my time. My time.
Yeah.
My mobile phone is my time. It's not stuck to me.
But you know what? Like I say, that I was sitting on the train the other day and I was looking around. I was looking at everybody's hand, and I thought, let me find somebody who doesn't have a mobile phone in their hand. And everybody had their phone in their hand. It was like they were like this, And then the people who had their mobile phones in their hand, I was looking, how long would it be before you actually looked at it? And I thought, you're not getting no signal down there. And they was like, it's funny. I mean, next time you go on a train or bus, I mean, everyone just take a look around you and just study the people and see if they got a mobile phone in their hand.
The funny thing is, like, that's exactly what I do. I do people watching. You kind of look at, especially if I was having a bad day, I'd look at somebody else and think, are you having the same day as what I'm having, or are you having a good day? And you kind of look at people's faces and all sorts of things, and you can kind of gauge sometimes. But a lot of people used to get on a train or a bus and read out. Now everyone is on their phones. Honestly, you can't get
Yeah,
it. You're walking along the street, they're on their phones. A mother is pushing her baby in a chair, she's on her phone. I've seen a child running halfway up the street and this woman's on her phone. And I've had to, hello, your child's halfway up the street,
and they're on the
take notice of
phone.
child, leave your mobile phone alone. That's
And
when
the
it
thing is,
becomes
that
really difficult.
people just can't resist it. They just can't resist that phone. I mean, you can kind of understand. Obviously, it's communication too, but it's like we've been brainwashed with this technology.
We have, but I've got my mobile phone at an even kill with myself. I'm not hooked on it. I am on it every day because I have to bring the news to you guys every Monday and Tuesday, which means I have to have my head buried in my phone sometimes. So there's some days I lock off and think, this is what I'm doing. I'm not speaking to anybody. And especially if I'm doing my crafting, I don't answer my phone.
That's true. I can vouch for that one. Verona says it's like that's because they're all zombies.
We are zombies to the phone. But I heard you speaking about Uber
Yeah, they're
striking for
going on
Valentine's Day.
strike and they're
It's
striking
not
on
just U-
Valentine's Day.
it's not just Uber, it's Deliveroo as well.
Deliveroo, that's what I said. Uber and Deliveroo. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, earlier
yeah,
on.
they're
Yeah.
striking on Valentine's Day. For those that are having a cheap dinner by ordering Uber or Deliveroo, don't you try that. No, not on Valentine's Day. You go all out, mate. No, no Deliveroo or Uber Eats. No, 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 I'm sorry. But Marks and Spencer's are doing a Valentine's meal for two for £25. It looks quite nice. It's lobster thermidor. I can't remember what the other bit of
Don't like
meat was, but
lobster.
I thought, oh, it looks nice. It looks very nice. So if you want a cheap night, bit further up than Uber Eats, unless you're in London and you're ordering from the Waldorf, then I'd say, yeah, it's great. To Uber Eats, but why not take me there instead? But Valentine's Day actually is all about whether you know you are the main chick or the side chick. That's what it is.
I
It's
saw
not the
that
pagan
somewhere.
festival any day. It's main chick or side chick. Are you the main
You know,
chick or
but
side chick, girls? Are you? Are you? Soon
I'll tell
find
you what.
out.
I'll tell you what. There's a lot of sweating going on around Valentine's Day. Did you see that? There's that joke going around, saying that they'll get the police to come and arrest you on Valentine's Day and release you, and they'll dress up in the police outfit come arrest you on the day before Valentine's. You disappear for Valentine's Day, and then they release you the day after. I thought that was fantastic. It's been around in a couple of years, but yeah, it's a good joke, that one. It's going around.
I'd like to see, tomorrow I want to check, or the Thursday, or next week when we come back, I'm going to check out the Valentine's fails. The people who tried to hide, the people who are trying to get to the side chicks on the same day as the main chicks. I want to know how you did it. I want to know. Maybe in the morning you wake up with your Valentine's, you give a Valentine's breakfast, you spend all day, and then you say, I'm going to work. For those that have got night jobs, great escape, great escape. Or for those who've got little
We
part-time
work
jobs,
shifts. If you work
yeah, I'm
shifts, that's a
called
good
out.
one.
I'm on a
I'm
call
working,
out.
babe. I can't do nothing on Valentine's Day. I'm working.
Yeah.
You can't
Have
say
you
that if you're
little
retired, can you?
say you've got little jobs? Someone's asked me to do this job. I've been called out to here. My friend is alone and she wants me to spend Valentine's Day with her. That's a good one as well. You ladies, you know that one. My friend is on her own and she doesn't want to spend Valentine's Day alone. We spend Valentine's Day all the time. I'm gonna go and spend it with my friends. I'm giving too many clues away, ladies.
I'm gonna spend it with my mate. Oh dear. These
These,
Valentines. A lot of people
yeah,
say they don't believe in Valentines. I'll say
listen.
shooting personally.
Do you know, I was looking up the origins of Valentine's because I just wanted to read it on the news to find
Mm,
out what it's about. I thought it was all going to be about love. Two people fell in love, they jumped off a cliff or something like that. And ever since then, they've celebrated it. No, nothing to do with that whatsoever. Way back when I think two people named Valentine's got arrested and one started sending cards to his lover or called her a Valentine's or something. And
mm.
the tradition apparently started off from there. And we've turned it into a complete and utter expensive pagan festival by ensuring all of us feel bad if we've not got our partner a gift or something on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Go and spend a lot of money at the shops,
I think
gifts, you name it.
I think Valentine's, what you do is just say, you know what, we're gonna spend this day together. You don't have to spend no money, just spend the day together. Ain't that enough?
Val- But Valentine's does not have to be about spending a load of money and buying expensive gifts. And I feel the same way about Christmas. Now, D. Brown King says people need to look up recipes and find the kitchen. Now, a couple of years ago, with an ex partner, I decided to turn my outhouse into a restaurant. I got lights up, I put a board up of what the meal was. I put a little table in there, two chairs, candle. No, you didn't get the Sharky.
Exactly.
Two
I'm just looking at it,
chairs,
thinking, oh yeah,
and made a
where's
real
mine?
special meal. Went to Mark's, got some Mark's in London does some really nice food. I can't say
Hmm.
what's happening in the Midlands with Marks and Spencer. It's just bare shepherd's pie and sausage. Right? I managed to get some beautiful seafood, which I love, and it was just a fantastic three-course meal that I made up a card, all sorts of things, used my crafting skills. So people just need to be a little bit more creative and a little bit more imaginative. It doesn't have to cost a fortune to celebrate Valentine's Day. And the little things count. For me, the little things count, not expensive
Yeah,
things.
I agree
Cool.
with you there.
That
I agree
absolutely
with you there.
counts.
I
Just
agree. I do
don't get a
agree.
gift from Amazon and just present it in the Amazon bag and say, there you go, love. Just make it a little bit more special, guys?
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. You don't have to have a go at me, all right. That's just okay.
No, I was talking about the side piece. Anyway, SharkyDJ and track.
There you go. How about that for an offer
I can't believe that there is a service to take you away and pretend to arrest you just to get out
of
of Valentine's
Valentine's?
Day. That's a
Yeah.
money-making scheme. Honestly,
Yes.
that's amazing. That is amazing. What a business you could make out of
£400 a
something
time,
out there.
Just like we're gonna arrest you, right? But she can't say nothing, can she?
Can't say a word.
You get away from the wife, you get away from the side chick, you get away from everything else. I know a couple of guys who could use that service.
What an escape! What an escape! Anyway, let's come on to some other news. Now the Super Bowl was on the other day. Now, Super Bowl was a big deal in America, right? Big deal.
Yeah,
Everyone goes out, everyone goes crazy, and gets excited. And then you've got the celebrities or the stars that perform, right? They always have
yeah.
big name stars. There's a big deal
Mm.
about it. And I believe that Taylor Swift was performing. Alicia Keys, because she's gone all beautiful and natural. She's got a natural self and she looks absolutely stunning. I'm going to bring a
Love
picture of her. I
natural.
actually found a
Mm.
pic of her, but I don't have it with me right now. And who else was up there? Now, The ads that come out in the middle of the Super Bowl are probably one of the most expensive ad campaigns to go on. They are in the millions because it's a prime time space. So who
Yeah,
bought a space on the Super Bowl? Come on, Willow, you know you want to jump up. There she comes.
you and that.
So who wants a prime time space for advertising at the Super Bowl? None other than Kanye West. Now, Kanye West, let me play the ad. The ad is about 25 seconds, 28 seconds long. And I'll tell you afterwards what he paid for this ad. I hope it will play. If not, Sharky, you can play this ad and describe it all over
Y'all,
me.
this Yay, and this my commercial. And since we spent all the money on the commercial spot, we actually didn't spend any money on the actual commercial. But the idea is I want you to go to Yeezy.com, YEEZY.com, and I'm gonna write it at the bottom of the screen. And I got some shoes, and that's it.
7 million.
How much? 7 million.
7 million Kanye West spent on that advert. Now, for those on GY Radio, I'm sorry you couldn't see the video that I was playing. Wasn't anything spectacular. It's him in the back of a taxi on his mobile phone and recorded that short 25-second piece for 7 million. I kid you not. That was run
Wow.
during the adverts at the Super Bowl. Super Bowl. Now, I've been looking on X, formerly Twitter, and other social media feeds to see what the general talk is about this. And others are saying Kanye's lost his mind, you know. And others are saying, what a marketing genius. He spent no money. Imagine you've got some companies like Pepsi Cola or Coca Cola that spend millions on an ad. Then you have to
Yeah.
pay millions to run the ads on the Super Bowl. And Kanye West did it on his mobile phone, not spending a penny, but just spending 7 million. He actually saved money, right? Just spent 7 million. It probably would have cost him 14 or 20 million in terms of the production and paying the fees. And he just did it on his mobile phone, advertised Yeezy.com and said, yeah, I'll give away a pair of shoes. Yep, that's it. Thanks.
7 million. Some people got no sense when it comes to money.
The hits that he's going to get on his site,
None
the
whatsoever.
hits
That's
that
all
he's
I
going to
can
get on his
say.
site is going to surpass 7 million. He's going to make a lot of
Wow.
money. I mean,
Wow.
you just advertise to the world Yeezy.com with
You could
Kanye
not make it
West.
up. You could not make it up if you tried.
You couldn't, you
You
couldn't.
couldn't.
And he
You couldn't
doesn't
make
look
it up if you
well.
tried.
He doesn't look very, he doesn't sound very well, our Kanye West. He sounds a bit out there. And obviously he's got his wife, Bianca Censori. I don't know if anyone's been watching the videos and the pictures of Bianca Censori. Now, she's Kanye West's
She's the one
muse,
that
and
comes
we
out half naked and that.
I saw her at one of his concerts. She just literally had some sort of top. It looked like a piece of paper
Yeah, I
into
saw
like a
that.
swimming costume, literally naked. If she walked or stepped to the side, you would be able to see everything. A different angle, you'd see through all the gaps. I mean, but she's got an amazing body. She's an amazingly gorgeous lady. But do you have to show off everything? Do you have to let everybody know what you've got? Can nothing be a surprise? You know? Does the whole world have to see all your goods? I don't know. To the crease, absolutely down
Right
to
down
the
to the
crease.
crease.
Right, just trying to get my lighting here sorted out. So, what have we got in store now? I've spoken about this before, like children's names, having different names for your children. And I know we've got to be creative out there, and we just don't want to have the same names like Sarah James, Penelope, Capricia. Those names, they're out now. Now we
Hello. I can't. I don't know what's gone on here now. I can't hear. I can't hear you. I can't hear. Can you hear me?
yeah, it's the
Oh,
internet, backwards and forwards.
yeah, yeah. Can't hear you, my dear.
Devices on. I think that's what it is. But I was talking about names and
Okay.
the change of names from Lucretia and the traditional names. Now we're using symbols. I think Elon Musk started off the trend with his son. I can't remember what it's called, but how would you pronounce this? You were a teacher in a school and you were taking a register, and someone showed you that So I want to pull this out to the mixed clouders as well because I've got to go and do something really quick. So I'm going to let Sharky play a tune, and in the meantime, let's see. I know you can't say it in the mixed cloud exactly, but how would you pronounce that? How would you?
Lastroke. 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 That's how I'd pronounce that.
Last stroke A. Well, there's been lots of names coming forward, but let's see if anyone can actually get it right. It's not last stroke A at all. It's not last stroke A.
No?
Have a look at it again. Have a look at it again. Looking catchphrase. Say what you see. This catchphrase name. That's what it is. It's a catchphrase name.
Oh, I don't know.
Say what you see. What do you see, Sharky DJ?
I see LA. LA stroke like with a stroke
I'm
A.
sorry for the radio viewers. You can't see what's on the screens here. Come over to Mixclouds, SharkyDJ, HPQ.com. Go over. But okay, let me give it away to the people that are befuddled out there on Mixcloud. And good morning to everybody out there. Now, Delight says Ladasha, and she's absolutely correct. That's
Okay.
exactly how you pronounce the name Ladasha, because the dash or the forward slash wasn't actually silent. Now, they're saying that they've had different pupils with all sorts of different names come in, like La Dash Money, but the dash was silent, so it's La Money, but there's a dash in it. I have
Mm.
no idea. But it calls on to people to start talking about some of the ridiculous names that they've had, and this was actually on TikTok. And one one had La Aura, which was pronounced Laura, but spelled Laor. And I think there was another one that I wanted to find, Cartier Kior, after the Dior brand. So that's what they name
Mm.
their children. Orangello and Lamongello is two names for some twins that came out there after the orange and lemon jello. Um, and I think there was another name called sativa, which I didn't know is another name for marijuana. Didn't know that, but it's a nice name. Now, the funniest one was one user saying their mum taught a child name no smoking after a non-smoking sign. A man to the family who took their lung cancer scares extremely seriously. So a child name no smoking, Sharky DJ, and he's doing something back there. But yes, they had a child named that. So, we have some very strange, weird, and wonderful children's names going out there. And I don't know if you want to name your children anything weird. You haven't got any weird name for your children, have you, Sharky?
No, 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 no. Sorry. Everything with me is remote, as you know. Battery just went. I forgot to change it. Yes. No, no strange names for the kids.
Right,
Definitely
trying
not.
to think. Anyway, good morning, Miss Sugar Sweet on HPQ's Mixed Cloud. I need to come
Morning.
off and drink my tea. I'm getting all tongue twisted.
Tongue
Good
twisting this
morning,
morning.
Juicy. I
Good
am. I
morning,
am.
Juicy. Morning, DJ Juicy.
Anyway, Sharky DJ, over to you, sir.
So there's some great advice there. I'm going to look into that blink system there. But the only problem is that I have a Ring camera outside. I do need to use the Ring system, but maybe I could just come off and just not pay the subscription and not have the storage.
Well, yeah, that's it. You can still have your Ring doorbell. I mean, you'll see it in real time, but you just
Mm,
won't have any data backed up at all. So if anything happens, you just can't look back.
you can't look
I think
back.
it's
Yeah,
much like insurance, isn't it? It's always the just in case. You're paying for the just in
just in
case.
case. Yeah, and when
Like
it does
Jaheim
happen,
said,
yeah,
just in case. But from 11th of March, you will now be paying £4.99 a month instead of £3.49. It's gone up £1.50 or £50 for the entire year, people. So think about alternatives. Seriously.
yes. I'm looking
Seriously.
at that subscription cancellation and see if I can start that free year again, and if that works, I'll have it for a year, and then yeah.
But the other thing is that what I'm most concerned about is that this product is owned by Amazon. Jeff Bezos
Mm,
has 193.8 million in the bank. I know that figure off by heart, not million, billion in the
billion.
bank. Amazon is not losing on profits. They're making money. Amazon also included they in your Prime subscription, they also hiked up the price of your Prime subscription. On top of that, if you are now, because you get Prime Video for free, I don't even know what Prime Video for free is anymore,
Mm,
because they've started to run adverts now on Prime Video unless you pay an additional amount of money to be advert free. And also,
mm,
they've got a range of other host providers, film producers, which you have to pay for if you want to watch films on there. So it's a whole unclear money making scheme on
mm.
Amazon. They're making loads of money. There was no need to raise the prices on the Ring doorbell. Absolutely no need. They actually are professionals in cloud storage. They do Amazon cloud storage. Surely they've got some storage space to give some for free to people. They
Yeah.
provide cloud solution based services to companies. And you're telling me you haven't got enough cloud space for your Ring users? Come on. Come on.
Well, I teeth them teeth in it. It's all about making money,
Teeth.
isn't it? It's all about making
Absolute
more and more
teeth.
money. Damn
Really is.
teeth.
I think DJ Juicy was saying it's her tune. She's loving that tune. And good morning, Ouch, Miss Ouch, Claudes, and Dembro, Miss Sugar Sweet. I'm sure I said good morning to you, but I'm just saying good morning again. I hope everyone is well. Now, I was watching X, formerly Twitter, yesterday, just watching what's going on in that world. And on GBM News the other day, Rishi Sunak was making, there was an event there where a series of guests was chosen to come in and ask questions to Rishi Sunak. Now, he was manhandled by a particular guest who was really upset over the
Mm,
COVID-19 injections and obviously the people that have suffered from various ailments since then. And there was a fund set up for that. But listen to this clip. Now, it is 2 minutes long, but I'm going to play probably just a minute of it and I'll send the links in. Obviously, you can have a look at my WhatsApp community for all the bits that I talk about on radio. And also, you can look back on our YouTube channel to watch the video. But I want to play you this clip because this gentleman was quite het up. He was very angry, and I'm looking at Rishi Sunak. I really don't like Rishi Sunak.
I don't think anyone likes Richie
I
Sunak.
don't like him.
Sunak.
Oh God. Anyway, let me just play this quick clip for you. Have a look at this.
I've got so much to say, but such little time. My name is John Watt, and I'm one of the COVID vaccine injured in this country. I want you to look into my eyes, Rishi Sunak, and I want you to look at the pain, the trauma, and the regret I have in my eyes. We have been left with no help at all. Not only am I in here that's vaccine injured, there's another man over there whose life's been ruined by that COVID-19 vaccine. I know people who have lost legs, amputations. I know people with heart conditions like myself, Rishi Sunak. Why have I had to set up a support group in Scotland to look after the people that have been affected by that COVID-19 vaccine? Why are the people who are in charge, who told us all to do the right thing, have left us all to rot and left me and the thousands and the tens of thousands in this country to rot? Rishi Sunak, look me in the eye. When are you going to start to do the right thing? The vaccine damage payment scheme is not fit for purpose. In Scotland right now, according to the yellow card system, there are over 30,000 people that have had an adverse reaction to that vaccine. And 200 deaths.
John, thank you very much indeed for your question.
It's time for you to start doing the right thing, Mr. Rishi Sunak, and the rest.
You've made a really strong point, John. Prime Minister.
So there's a whole 2 minute clip, and I just didn't want to play the
Yeah.
whole of it unless everybody else wants to see it. And I can put that in the community groups, this video. But obviously, you can hear the anger and the hurt in his voice. Obviously, there are people who have had adverse reactions to the COVID-19 vaccine. I didn't take it. Thank the
Neither did
Lord.
I.
And I don't know how
So
many
glad
other
I didn't.
people did. And I'm sure that lots of people didn't suffer from any serious side effects, but there were. And we weren't told about them, apart from, you might get a little bit of soreness in the arm, as I read about. Most common side effects are mild and should not last longer than a week, such as a sore arm from the injection, feeling tired, and a headache. But the truth is, a lot more people suffered from that COVID vaccine than has actually been put in the news. It's been shrouded in secrecy. Little support groups been set up, little compensation scheme. They're not really getting the money. They're not getting the support. And as I said, compensation schemes such as Windrush, obviously this COVID-19, are not gaining any traction. But sub postmasters, 600,000 immediately. Ooh, bang. You've got that in your account. Yes, Miss Sugar Sweet said also dead too. Yeah, what's happening with those people? What did they get paid out for their life? What did COVID-19 mean to them in terms of a payout? I think, you know, It's controversial. It still is, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not spoken about. And this young man stood up to Rishi Sunak, and all he said was, "I'm very sorry about that. You know, the system was set up to support everybody, and obviously, if
Mm.
you send these details into my team, we will look into this immediately." But it's not just about
Mm-hmm.
his case; it's about all the cases.
It's
It's
all the
not
cases,
just
yeah.
one. There's
Mm.
several cases that need to be looked at, and he just looks so smarmy. He
Mm.
really did look smarmy. And I've
Mm.
got another piece on Rishi Sunak. Now, Carol Vorderman on Twitter hates Rishi Sunak with a vengeance. She goes after him. She checks into his wife's accounts, the business dealings that they're doing, and it's just unscrupulous. I love that word. I use it all the time, but his dealings definitely are. That's my word of the day. Rishi Sunak. Government's got to go. He's got to go. It's got to go.
Yeah, and the thing what is really for me, which is really sad, is that the way that they went about encouraging everybody to take this vaccine, and obviously there is a reaction. Some people's body couldn't take it, and obviously people are suffering, and they just left them there out there by themselves. No support, no help as well. Tough, and that is just the government for you. And I'd really like to know how many of these people in government actually took the vaccine themselves. I bet you a lot of them didn't take that.
I doubt it. I doubt it. They
Mm,
took a placebo. You know, when
yeah,
Boris was getting that injection, that was just placebo in there, water
yeah.
in his arm, saying,
They
"Yeah, I
make
got
it look
my
like, because you
vaccine."
don't know what they put in there, and you also don't know the different types of vaccines. And what I didn't get was the different types of vaccines that were out there. There was Johnson and Johnson, there was the Zeneca, there was all different,
AstraZeneca, there
there
was
was
all
all the different
sorts.
types of vaccine, and it's just something just wasn't right. We had the different companies making different vaccines, different reactions. Some was like a 2 day whatever, and it was just different vaccines. Something just ain't right. Something just wasn't right.
Well, like I said, it takes years for a vaccine for you to come up with a vaccine, for it to be
Yeah,
sufficiently tested, and then to have the results published. We didn't have any of that during COVID. We just, here's a vaccine. A month later, there you go. And these
yeah.
companies were paid a ridiculous amount of money. Now,
Do you know what I'm going to go on?
before you do that, Claude Smith
Yeah, I
Ouch
was just about to say that. Yeah, go on.
has written something in the
Mm,
chat. Beg your
mm.
pardon. I'm sorry, Sharky. I thought you was
That's
going
all
to say
right.
you're going to play a tune. And
Yeah.
she said, to be fair, the government had something to do. Had something. Sorry, to be fair, the government had to do something because much more people died from COVID than those who had adverse effects of the vaccine. I took one of two jabs, didn't want to die. I lost during that scary period. And on this one, the government would have been damned if they did and damned if they didn't. Something defo needed to be done. I lost so many people. Sad time. You're absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely correct. But I don't know. For me, I just felt like we had this big scare of COVID. Whether it was COVID or not, I don't know. Um, it's a controversial subject that's been spoken about for so long. We
Mm,
just don't want to bring it up again in the news. But I just wanted to bring up that part about this gentleman being so emotional over COVID-19. And you're right, Miss Ouch. So many people lost people, and so many people were
yeah.
saved from the COVID vaccine.
Mm,
Let's not reduce or not look at that effect, because it did have a positive
yeah.
side to it. But there were some adverse reactions. There was a negative side, and what I don't like is the cover up of that. Be
Mm.
clear, you know,
Be honest about it.
be transparent.
If yeah, be transparent. If something's gone wrong with just be transparent about it, and then people would have more faith in the government if they'd done that.
Absolutely. Totally
Yeah.
agreed.
Big up Miss Clouch, Miss Clouch,
Mr.
Miss
Clout,
Clouch.
you're
I'm
okay.
calling her Clouch, Miss Clouch. That's a new one, Miss
Miss
Clouch,
Clouch.
Miss Ouch. I'm pronouncing both words together. Claude's and Ouch.
Chunky.
Oh dear, what's wrong with
Now,
you this
you
morning?
were talking about a very good quote there, just as you were talking, and I've had
Hmm.
one on here for ages that I've been wanting to read out. So I'm going to read it to you. In fact,
Go for it.
I'm going to display it for those who are on Mixcloud, and read it for those who are listening on radio. But scholars say an intelligent person should never seek counsel from 7 types of people: the ignorant, the enemy, the envious, the show off, the coward, the one who is stingy, and the one who's driven by his lusts or her lusts. A Sharky would quickly tap in there.
You
His or
know
her
that, innit?
lusts,
You know that.
I know, and desires. So never seek counsel from those sorts of people,
It's
as I said.
true.
The
That
ignorant,
is
the
that's absolutely
enemy,
true.
the
Yeah.
envious, the show off, the coward, and the one who's stingy, and the one who's driven by his or her lusts and desires. Good quote there.
That's a
Take
very good
note of
quote.
them.
Mm,
It is.
very, very
Loved
good quote.
Balloon Cloud. Greetings from Germany.
Mm,
Nice to see you are locked in from work. Pleased to have you here, sir or madam, whichever one it is. Or if
mm-hmm.
I should say they or them in this new
He,
world,
she.
I don't want to get in trouble right now. I really don't want to get in trouble. Now, for those who have got a car, I'm finding out all these tips on TikTok. Sometimes I feel like I'm dumb. There's
Mm,
things that I should naturally know, right? Do
mm-hmm.
you know that there's an indication in your car that tells you where the petrol tank is or what side to fill up the petrol?
Yes, I do know
Did you
about
know
that
that?
one.
I
Yes, I did.
didn't know
Yes, I
that.
did. Yes,
How
yes,
many people on Mixcloud
I
knew that?
did. Yeah, yeah,
Someone
yeah.
tell me if they knew that. But anyway, there is an indication in your car that tells you which side the petrol tank is on. Now, for those who
Mm,
want to drive other people's cars and you drive up in a petrol station, you get out and you say, oh, God, that's not the right
mm-hmm.
side. Well, this little thing in your dashboard, you know, the things that tell you if your petrol is empty or full, that little indicator to that petrol tank sign tells you where the petrol tank is, where to fill up. Now, I actually went to my car and had a look. I was like, really? Nah,
Mm,
no way. And yeah, it's so true. So, for those
yeah.
that go in different people's cars or you don't know, to stop you from getting out on the wrong side, there you go. Don't say I don't give you any tips. And if you knew already, just keep quiet and act like you never knew in the first place and say,
No, I
well
didn't
done,
know.
HPQ.
No, I didn't.
I
Well done,
didn't know.
HPQ. I didn't know that.
Thank you so much. That's what I thought. And Sharky, just for that, this is for you. For those that didn't see this picture yesterday, I'm going to flash it up again. Sharky in his shoes. Sharky in the shoes. Sharky shoes.
You're
I
not
don't know.
letting me. You're not gonna let that one rest, are you? That malfunction.
No.
Oh dear. You know what? I was just being different, eh? Had no
Ah.
choice.
Now, something else in the news that's been bugging me for a little while, and these big organisations, churches, right? DJ GC calls them roach killers.
Roach killers.
Oh, sorry, they are,
Oh,
they're going to kick the something out of
roach
somebody,
killers. You know,
but
yeah,
roach
yeah.
killers. Thank you, DJ Juicy. Yeah, tell him that. I had a vote yesterday. I hope you voted on the no side. Don't sit on the fence on this one. Help me out, please. Need some help. Now, somebody who could all give you some help, Shark, if you needed. Take a look at some of these pictures. Now, these are well-known vicars and priests in the US. Okay, now it's churches in the
What have we
US are
got
a big
now?
deal, right? They make a superb amount of money. Why do people give their life savings to churches? And all in the name of the Lord. Forgive me for those who are religious. I'm not saying anything against that. But what makes me really sad is that you've got all these people that go to church. Some of them really don't have much money. And then you see the vicars or the priests
Priests or the
rolling up in
pastors?
McQueen's, right? Now, Alexander McQueen's are not a cheap pair of shoes, and it's showing one of them sporting Alexander McQueen, and we got another one sporting, I think it is Prada shoes. These are
Look at that
priests,
outfit.
and their clothes are like you're talking about. This is a Fendi jacket that he's wearing, and this is on stage, mind you, that he's going to church talking to people about poverty and staying with the Lord and trying really hard, work hard for your living. And you're taking my good hard-earned money and wearing pure designer clothes. They had a whole series of 50, I think, of the top, sorry, 25 of the top vicars, priests, man of the Lord, man of the cloak. They're all men,
Mm.
by the way, not saying anything, wearing pure designer outfits. Now, I believe it's got the prices on some of them. It's going to be too small to share, but I'm just showing you. That was Bellagio, but whatever you call the
Okay.
name there. I don't buy their products anyway. It's too expensive just for a big name to be printed out there for everyone to see.
Mm.
But I've just showed you just a range of outfits. Now, this one's got a bag, right? This bag is 2.5 grand. I know that much. Sorry,
Wow.
it's 1,990. That
Is
bag.
that
It's got
Louis
a man
Vuitton?
bag that he's
Wow.
sporting. It looks like a Louis Vuitton bag. Now,
Looks like a laptop bag, by the way.
there you go. And as Miss Ouch says, hypocrisy as its best. You cannot tell
Mm.
me that I need to go to church and
You
work really
couldn't
hard.
make it up if you tried.
Couldn't
Mm-mm.
couldn't make it up if we tried. And I was watching because as you saw in the adverts, the therapy spot is coming up. It's going to be discussing relationships now, mental health, and I do a lot of research, and I was trying to find some programs on Netflix to talk about relationships. And there was this coach that came up, very infamous coach,
Mm-hmm.
Caucasian guy, and his events cost £5,000 a ticket, and it was a sold out event. He's on show once a month, every month. And I feel like these people prey on the vulnerable. If you're vulnerable and going through something, you kind of want someone to tell you, lead,
Mm.
show me the way, show me some light. I need to listen to you. And people are crying and giving out all their issues, trying to paint on a serious face, and I'm sure some of them are planted as well. I swear some of these
Mm.
people are planted. But £5,000 per person, and you're talking about 5,000 people in
Put
the
that list up
arena.
again of the 7 people that you shouldn't get advice from.
Uh, okay, there's the 7 people. Just
Yeah, you know what? I'd rather go to these 7 people to get my advice than pay 5,000 to them people. I'm telling ya, I'll take one of them.
£5,000 just to go
Wow,
to a coach event, just to come out and feel good. I could go and fly to Jamaica for a couple of months, and
couple of months.
couple of months,
That lasts you a
and I
lot
could
longer
feel
than that.
good. I
Mm,
could feel good for that.
yeah,
So, some of these people are there to take our money, and some of us are vulnerable enough to let them. More
yeah.
money than sense. And anyone who's got any spare cash, the HBQ fund is here. The tip box, the tip, I said, the tip box is on the Mixcloud. Feel free to put your hundreds or your thousands in there. I will certainly be appreciative. I will spend the money wisely. I certainly will. Thank you,
Talk about
Mixclouders.
talking about the tip box. We were collecting for charity,
Yes,
and I've got some money still in my tip box which needs
it's
to go
still
to
in there.
charity. So we need to. I need to get that to you so we can donate. We were collecting some money for charity. We're going to donate it to a charity. Big up Carl Bassett, who's in the chat room somewhere, donated a lot of money. One of the
Well, to be quite
DJs
honest with
to.
you, we've got either Mother's Day or Father's Day coming up. We can do
Hmm.
another charity run for that. We'll hold
Okay.
the money in there, and then once we finish those with those two, we will put it to charity because I want to get a good amount going to say to
Yeah,
Errol
we need
McKellar, you
more
know
money
what?
from
This is
you.
this is this is what we've managed to achieve. But honestly, that money is just still sitting there. You just reminded me of that. Sugar Sweet says throw a party. It's not enough money.
No, it's not enough.
That couldn't even buy the
No.
fish.
No, we're honest people. We're honest. We're honest, dude. We're honest people. We're gonna give it to the money that you give us. We're giving it to charity. So I've got I think maybe about 100 quid in my box. I think Pablo's got a certain amount of money as well. I think he's got about maybe nearly 200 quid or
How
something.
much you got, Pablo? How much you got?
How
But
much you got in your tip box, Pablo?
some of this was for the charity drive. Some of this might be his own personal tips. Women flinging money. Don't separate the two tips,
No,
Pablo. Your,
no,
your
all
your
of it's
woman
going to
money and,
charity.
and the charity money. Separate it, mate. Separate it. Tell us.
And then we'll let you guys know which charity we put that money to. But we do want your support. I mean, we're on every morning, and we would love your support. So if you can afford a fiver to give to us to go to charity, it will go to good use, and we will let you know who it's going to.
We are. And that
And
is
that's one of
definitely
them.
one of them.
That's
Well,
definitely one of them.
anyway, coming back because we don't have a lot of time left now. TV license. TV license, as you know, ring doorbells going up, everything is going up. It's going up 169 pounds and 50p. The TV license is going up in April, up to, 6.7% increase in payments. They froze it for a number of years because it was quite controversial, especially after Jimmy Savile and all sorts of things. But now they've
Mm.
decided, we want to pay Gary Lineker his salary of over £1 million to present the football news. So we've got to pay for that, right? And we've got to pay for Philip Schofield, and we had to pay for Holly Willoughby or whoever else it is. So that's where our money is going. I still
Ridiculous.
refuse to pay the TV license. I'm not paying it. So all households in the UK who watch or stream live TV and the BBC iPlayer.
And
I don't know what's
flour.
wrong with us this morning. There's something wrong with us this morning. I don't know what
You're
it
just
is.
as bad as me.
I know. I've been doing it all morning.
Mm.
They must now pay an annual fee or face a fine this year. Now, there are ways. I don't know if Martin Lewis has put these hacks up here, but there are ways to get around the BBC license. You basically, if you're not watching TV, you don't pay for a license. If you're not watching
Mm.
live TV, that is. So, if you're watching Sky or any other programs, it's fine. Also, people are sharing their platforms like Netflix, password sharing. Can't do it with Netflix anymore. Well, you can if you do it via the mobile. On the mobile, it's fine. On the TV, it's not fine. Um, and obviously, like Amazon Prime, well, why don't you do the same with your TV license? Just have someone get a license and then just use their iPlayer login. I'm sure, but BBC might detect that they're logging in for different places, but it doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
matter.
If you've
Don't
got a
matter.
license, you can log in as many devices as you want. So one of you get a license, and then 10 of you share it. And that way, all put into the price. That way, you're just paying what, £10 for the year or whatever it is, 16 people, it's £10. And that way, you don't have to worry about the license people knocking at your door. You've reduced the price. So get a little community of friends getting together, Let's get more business savvy. Just
Mm.
don't tell anybody when you're doing it, okay? And
Nobody
you
tell
didn't hear it
nobody.
from HPQ.
Heard it from HBQ live and direct, as far as I'm concerned.
No,
Blame her.
no, you didn't hear it from me, not at all. But surprisingly enough, we are not the only nation to pay for a TV license. Apparently, two-thirds of people in Europe, Asia, and Africa also pay a TV license. I think the only place where it doesn't exist is in America because they run adverts every 2 minutes.
Mm.
So there's no need for a license. All the TV advertising, all the pharmaceutical company advertising pays for it all. Have you ever noticed that on American TV, it's pharmaceuticals and buying stuff? What can you buy?
Mm.
It's a
Oh, yeah,
nation of
gosh.
that, honestly.
It's
No,
terrible.
no, thank you. Now, now this bit of news is a little bit more. It's a little bit more disturbing, I
Serious?
think. Yeah, it's a little bit more.
Disturbing?
It's
Okay.
a little bit more serious, and I want to bring it on before we end the show quickly. But there was a man in America, and he was on a forklift, and the forklift had, I think it was on the edge of something, and it had tipped over. He fell out of the forklift, and the forklift fell on top of him, cutting him in two.
Cut.
Um, yes, I know. And he survived. Obviously, the lower half of his body was amputated.
Wow.
And he actually, I've got a picture of him for those. I'm giving a trigger warning now for anybody who's watching Mixcloud. This is a bit of a disturbing picture for early morning. Okay, so please, if you do not want to watch, turn away now. For those on radio, you're just going to hear. But this is the gentleman here with his girlfriend in the picture of him in a wheelchair. Two of his hands had gone and half of his body was amputated, and the man survived. How you survive that, I'm not keeping that picture up for long, is
Mm.
absolutely amazing. He was in a lot of considerable pain, obviously, at
Well, after
first.
that, chopping off half your body, of
Oh my
course.
gosh. But I've got some pictures of him, on his robotic arms, standing up. And he recently faced a kidney infection, but he's got through that. So kudos to these people that go through adversity such as this. This is not even just losing a limb. This is losing half your body. Um, so it's hard. But he's
Mm.
got his family and his friends around him, and that's what I love. That
Mm.
your partner doesn't walk away, your family will never walk away from you, and you've got all
Yeah.
the love and security around you. So big up to that gentleman there.
Big
I
big up
hope.
his girlfriend on that. That is true love there. When you got someone that will support, you through traumatic period like that of your partner. Yeah.
I know. Right, so I'm going to leave the last 10 minutes to you, Sharkin. Let's have something a bit more fun to show on the radio before I leave. And I want to end it on that note. And Miss Sugar Sweet said another tip. She said she shares the kids' Netflix. Yeah, we all share. I just got my
Mm.
Disney Plus subscription, so that's about to. Well, it's not about to be shared. Sorry, it's not going to be shared. I don't do that sort of thing. I'm
Can,
sorry.
can, can on a fun tip, and I want to just change it. I want to play one track, and I want you to come on, and I want you to end the show because you've been promising. I've been asking from time. I want you to tell a couple jokes. All right, I don't care. I want you to tell two
Not
jokes.
no,
Listen,
Sharky.
listen,
No,
listen,
Sharky. I'm not even
listen,
having a conversation. No,
listen. You've
It's
been
comedy.
promising us a long
I know,
time, and
I
you've
know,
been getting out of it for week on
I
week
know,
and week with excuse
I
after
know.
excuse.
Well, we need to make sure the timings are right on the comedy special. You do that, and I'll tell my jokes. But anyway, I'm going to come out with this one. Now, this is for people,
You're not
right?
fair.
This is for. Now, everyone's just mimicking us, right? And this is unbelievable. Have a look at this. Sorry for those on radio. If you want to get an afro, you can get an afro. Doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't matter what kind of hair you got. Get an afro.
This ain't knowing this is peach. Gotta keep a carbon in my reach. Pick and call him Mario, my teeth, babe. This is peach. Gotta keep a carbon in my reach. Pick and call him Mario, my teeth, babe. Why you putting 40s on the G? I keep spilling coffee on my jean. I don't like me talking, I'm gon' speak, babe. You know I needed you, why would you leave? And keeping it real every day, it ain't easy. Cardigan swells, it come out next season. Deja Ray, would you just stay with me, please? I'm a blessed little woman like she sneezes. I scored a triple double for my niece. Said I just bought a rover for no reason. I'm on house arrest, I can't even leave. Locked up in the pen, but I ain't pee. The water dripping off me, Aquafina. Love my Uncle E.
Look at that. He's got a fro. Can you
And it looks good
believe
as
it?
well. It actually looks good.
I'm telling you. So,
I would
it doesn't
imagine
matter
there's a,
what kind of hair you've got.
or if you've
You
got no
can
hair.
I'm telling you, you can get a throw. Now, with that, HPQ's out of here because Sharky's trying to inveigle on the show and trying to make the format a little bit different than what it is. All I can say, Sharky DJ, is that you manage Mr. Rudy Liquid and you make sure that HPQ can tell her jokes. With that, I'm out of here. Thank you, everybody. I will see you next week. Don't forget to tune into LWR tomorrow for the Valentine's Day show. Bye.